worst thing Star Trek has ever made. And it's been a while since I've watched Nemesis, so I can't really claim that. And then I watched Section 31. And with a bullet, without a doubt, this is the single worst thing that has come out with a Star Trek name on it.
Okay.
Which is like... And so I literally 40 minutes in, about halfway through, I had to text Kian to ask him.
Was Louise watching too? Your wife, or if it was
no.
Right.
This was me. I did stop about at 20.
You were watching this on your own,
of my own volition,
so
after my dad already told me it sucked.
Oh, so you were. So I'm the third link in the chain.
Yes. Oh yeah, no, like anything. Yeah, no, the only people that watch anything Star Trek now are you, me, and my dad.
I think we need to start a separate podcast with that title.
Yeah, no, it's just different enough from my brother, and me. You, me, and my dad.
Yeah. Because maybe, I mean, should we preface this for the non-Star Trek people? Because like my wife watched all of Discovery and she was like, okay, wait, what? Where does Georgiou, who's Michelle Yeoh's character, come from? What's her deal? And we kind of had to sort of like go through our notes, like.
No, I don't like. I'll give you the kind of the brief rundown of what it is, but it doesn't matter. Do not watch this movie unless you want to have watched everything.
Like,
Star
even
Trek.
If you're a Trekkie, I don't know what. Especially if you're a Trekkie, actually, I don't know what you get.
Oh no, if you're a Trekkie, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
Okay, because here's the shtick, right?
Right.
It's a pseudo follow-up to Discovery. In that, about halfway through Discovery's second to last season, Michelle Yeoh's character, Philippa Georgiou, goes back through the time travel rock from the original series that they find in the middle of space.
Yes.
And just kind of vanishes from the story therein for Discovery and Michael's story to finish up. Right. So that's great. And like Philippa Georgiou's ending in the show was really beautiful, was really well done, had her kind of come to terms with her as being the kind of surrogate mother to Michael Burnham.
Yeah, because she is a reformed villain. She's from the evil mirror universe. She was the emperor there.
The emperor of the evil, yeah.
Yeah, and she sort of came to the normal Star Trek universe. She didn't become a goodie necessarily, but she's more of a Wolverine than a Sabretooth now,
Yeah, kind of an anti-hero.
Yeah.
And so we then get this announcement around that time, probably before then even, that we were going to get a Section 31 spin-off. I think it was initially announced as a TV series and then became a movie. We'll get to that.
From my memory, I think they've been trying to get this off the ground for quite a while now, because Discovery Season 2 went in hard on Section 31.
Yeah, and for those of you not in the know, Section 31 has been a concept in Star Trek since about Deep Space Nine, where it's basically Starfleet's version of the CIA.
Yeah, they're shaky and unaccountable. All those people who were basically the villains in Captain America Winter Soldier, that kind of compartmentalized necessary evil type thing. Yeah,
and I think for the most part, Star Trek has, as a narrative, has kind of disavowed it. Has said, no, we don't need the narrative has said we actually don't need this for a functioning Starfleet.
Yeah, they've kind of tried very hard to retcon it. It's in Enterprise as well, and it's. I'm not saying it's not unworkable, but it works very well in Deep Space Nine, because especially near the end, it's an ethically, morally grey show. When it's used poorly, it's basically just an excuse for Star Trek to break its rules and not clean up after itself.
Yeah, by all accounts, apparently there's a fistful of novels that do a really good job with it, but
that wouldn't surprise me. There's always a novel or a play or a comic that does a bit wishy-washy very well.
So what we're left with is a movie that, to put the tinfoil hat on, this was, I think, announced in about 2019, 2020. Mm-hmm. Then kind of languished in production hell for a while. And I think it was Michelle Yeoh winning the Oscar that kind of put the prod to it.
Yeah.
In some form. And I think what we got was just kind of what they had and put it out. because it was also dumped on Paramount Plus unceremoniously in the middle of January.
That's funny because don't get me wrong. I didn't see a single trailer for this. I didn't know it was out until you told me. But my memory of the way it was introduced to the world was Picard season 3 had gone out and everyone had loved it and people had wanted more of it. And the twin announcements came that no, there was not going to be a Picard spin-off with the new Enterprise crew. Yes, Alex Kurtzman was back. Yes, his first thing is going to be Section 31. Also, Prodigy and Lower Decks are going. So, I mean, this could be the best thing in the world, and that's still a rough introduction.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's not great. Yeah, Perry, like, here's a Michelle Yeoh series, also Prodigies. No, not a thing anymore.
Yeah. Maybe they were thinking, like, oh, people like Michelle Yeoh. Maybe this will cheer them up.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean,
and again,
I like Michelle Yeoh, but I'd still want those shows back.
Yeah, I want both, is the thing. And
yeah. But here's something that, because we haven't even gotten to the plot yet. We haven't even gotten to what's bad yet. But all that stuff we said about Section 31 and its history in Star Trek, not important to this movie.
No.
There is very little Section 31 in Section 31. What it reminds me most of, and I hope my Irish audience will know what I'm talking about, is Blackbird.
You've told me about Blackbird, and I think I just strain to believe it's real.
You know what? I'll go into it's the Michael Flatley, the Riverdance dancer thing. My dad actually worked on it, doing the score. And so from as early as like 2018, he's like, oh, wait until this thing comes out. And then COVID hit. And then so like when it came out like 2022 and everyone was reacting to it, it's like, I know. I've known about this for ages. Did no one else? But anyway, in Blackbird, it's basically, I won't dwell on this for too long because it's not got nothing to do with Section 31, but it's Michael Flatley's vanity project where he is both the main guy in Casablanca running a club, but he's also like a James Bond style hitman who all the ladies love. And Eric Roberts is the gangster villain and he has to save the world from a chemical weapon doodah. And I think at least 2 or 3 of those boxes are ticked in the Section 31 movie, right?
Yeah, club owner and world-ending doodad. Yeah, that's at least 2.
Do you want to run down the plot?
Okay, Well, while you're thinking of Blackbird, what it reminded me distinctly of is David Ayer's Suicide Squad.
Yes, that is correct. I think that's what they were aiming for, which is a bad thing to aim for, and hit Blackbird by accident.
Especially since I think this was probably well in production after James Gunn's Suicide Squad.
Yes,
which it does not hit at all.
Because the David Ayer thing was 2016, so let's say they started making this 2017, and then it got sat on a shelf somewhere. That's possible, right?
Potentially, yeah. Okay, so the whole premise is that basically you have this Section 31 ragtag group of misfits who I can honestly tell you nothing about any of them because they're all so one-dimensional and forgettable. And it doesn't matter because most of them die. Like, as unceremoniously as Slipknot in the David Ayer Suicide Squad. And basically, it's this whole, like, heist movie, adventure movie, to try and find a world-ending MacGuffin and save it from a person who it turns out is really important to Philippa Georgiou's backstory, but is only introduced in the first 5 minutes of this movie.
Yes. I mean, like, so a couple of things to, like, kind of, like, point out here. So, first of all, like I said, very little Section 31 in this Section 31 movie. Second of all, this was clearly meant to be, like, a TV show that they've sort of amalgamated.
Stitched together, yeah.
I could see this being, like, the first 3 episodes of, like, a 10-episode arc, or maybe sticking in 6 episodes of faffing around and, you know, the big fight at the end of the season or something like that. But
no, it's so clearly 3 episodes because each section has a title card.
Oh yeah, you're right. God. But yeah, basically